Taco Tuesday. I think it's more dependable than pizza. Everyone's familiar with the standard taco. You come home from work with about 2 pounds of ground beef, you throw it in a skillet, you let it go for about 5 minutes, you put it in a taco, you top it with lettuce, cheese, tomato, put it on a plate, you got Taco Tuesday. Easy as that. Bingo, bango, bongo. Barbacoa, on the other hand, does the exact same thing. You take ground chuck, but it's in a roast form. Ground chuck is around the cheapest cut of meat you can get. In my neighborhood, it's around $2.68 a pound. It ain't Kobe beef. Chuck is one of the lowest cut of beef, but it is cheap and it is delicious if done correctly. If we walked on all four like cows, the meat would come from this section. Bovines aren't exactly featherweight creatures. When they walk around, it takes a lot of muscle work. That's why they don't move very much. The area where chuck roast is taken from is like the Hulk Hogan of the cow, very muscular. When you cook the delicious chuck roast, you have to cook it in a liquid. You have to braise it for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, even 8 hours. You'll notice that chuck roast braises in a couple different phases. The first phase, you brown it, and it kind of sits in liquid and boils for the first 2 hours. Then the second 2 hours, it kind of seizes up and gets kind of firm. And then the 5th and 6th hours, if you've done it correctly, it just starts to fall apart. And that's what you're looking for. Boy, we've been really flinging some cow flop on the lowly beef chuck. But you know, there have been a lot of famous chucks. A man revered only a slight peg below Jesus Christ, and for some, above every celestial being. Hey, we all know Elvis Presley invented rock and roll. I mean, hey, this guy was no slouch. Hit me, I'm open for the J! The inventor of the hippest, most goddamn uncomfortable shoe known to man. That was foul. The old Woolmeister, Channel 9 at 3:30 for about 14 years. He held that thing down like Mike Tyson to Robin Givens. That was foul. Like Glenn Close and Fatal Attraction. With a name like Chuck Woolery, wasn't he born with that name to host the Love Connection? Bringing the spindle and the wool together. 3:30 o'clock, Channel 9. I was there every afternoon for 14 years. And that explains everything. I give him props for passing on the name Flava Flav. That thing really stuck. A long time. So do wearing a clock around your neck. Can't get away from that. Chuck D, you did well. I think Chuck flew 10 times his age at age 70 in miles per hour, which gives all of us over the age of 50 the courage to drive at least 25 in a 35 mile per hour zone. God bless you for pushing the barriers for all of us. The old Winchester carbine. The odds of playing Major League Baseball are about 1 in 500,000. The odds of playing in the NBA are about 1 in 500,000. He played for the Celtics in the NBA, and he played for the Brooklyn Dodgers and the Chicago Cubs. Ouch. Then he quit that shit, just became the rifleman. This son of a bitch achieved both those goals, and he was the rifleman. The rifleman is a story of a man who loses his wife to smallpox. As a widower, he picks up and moves west with his young child. He didn't take another wife and take to domesticity, he got to kill him. He settles in a small town of cowards and psychologically transfers the love of his wife to his Winchester. And for 5 to 6 glorious seasons, he slays everything in sight, and the show is awesome. So not only did he make an NBA team, he made a Major League Baseball team twice, and he survived about 147 gunfights unscathed. Disputes are not resolved through diplomacy, they're resolved through hot lead. He coached the Detroit Pistons of the National Basketball Association back in the late 80s. They make basketball today seem like recreation hour at the nursing home with beach balls. His teams played dirty, so dirty. Back then, if you walked without 2 cups in your jockstrap, you were gonna get throttled, and throttled hard, under the boards. I said, get off the damn Pac-Man machine, boy. I'll make you get off. I'll make you get on Miss Pac-Man if you're man enough, pussy. Fuck nuts. Atlantic Strip Mohawk. By the time you get off that Miss Pac-Man machine, my fucking quarter's gonna have expired. You'll no longer be taking this currency, fuck nuts. Fuck off before I put you on Mr. Pac-Man and he'll get up in your ass. Fuck this guy. Get off the damn Pac-Man machine before I make you get off, fuck nuts. Long before American Idol, there's a little show called The Gong Show, which actually celebrated being terrible. Gong! The ex-athlete voice of supreme reason, with a golf swing that's as smooth as whipped butter. And perhaps the greatest Chuck of all, who can forget the poor man's beaver. La cucaracha, la cucaracha. My slack acidness, I confused a can of condensed vegetable beef soup for beef stock. This almost turned into good old Yankee Mexican pot roast. Had to go on a little fishing expedition. It's a really good recipe for a crock pot. You can put this on while you're at work and you can sit there and cook away all day long while your cat sits there and licks wool. Why do barbacoa instead of regular ground beef tacos? I think it makes a beefier taco. It's richer, it's more robust. It's just a good Sunday evening taco. It's not your Tuesday whip it up in 15-minute type taco, Ortega style. It takes a labor of love. Yo, landing strip mohawk, why don't you get off that Mr. Pac-Man machine before I make you get off and get you on Mrs. Pac-Man or Miss Pac-Man, you fuck nuts. No, I don't play any sports, but I do wear Chucky Con. I play like chess and I also play Mortal Kombat, and occasionally I play Call of Duty. But that, I like my Chucky Cons. Cool.